The desert and the camel are wed to one another for 3,000 years. Without the camel, the Bedouins, Tuaregs, and other Arab peoples would remain isolated in their place of origin. And without the desert, I'm pretty sure evolution would not have been so cruel as to invent the camel. The Sahara covers 1/3 of Africa. It stretches east to west farther than the United States, 3,100 miles. It is the largest desert in the world and is believed to be roughly 6,000 years old. It has reached 136 degrees in Libya, the hottest recorded temperature on the Earth's surface, and after dusk, the temperature can drop precipitously, known to have plummeted as much as 100 degrees. The coldest recorded Sahara temperature is -7 degrees. The Austrian artist Ludwig Hans Fischer has created one of the most dramatic images of the more unforgiving nature of the Sahara. Entitled Simoon, one of the many Arabic words for sandstorms, it dramatically pictures the disruption of a caravan, the inclusion of one of the pair of 2,000-year-old colossi of Memnon, statues of the pre-Islamic pharaoh Amenhotep III, places the beleaguered caravan on the Nile Delta region on the west bank of Luxor, Egypt. A more conventional and picturesque image of the Sahara is seen here, entitled Vanguard of the Caravan. Way off in the center distance, an approaching caravan can be seen. The figures in the foreground are hired guards or soldiers patrolling the travel route ahead of the caravan on the lookout for raiding parties. Entitled Halt on the Escarpment, a quick glance by the viewer can mistake this scene for a gathering of Plains Indians in the American Midwest. It has often been observed that North Africa and the Arab world were to European painters what the West and Native Americans were to American artists: mysterious, romantic, yet dangerous, and spectacular subjects to paint. Entitled The Temple of the Goddess Mut, Karnak, is an exceptional watercolor gouache by German artist Karl Werner, painted in 1867. Werner has captured the crumbling remnants of a temple. The seated figures are Sekhmet, the goddess with the lioness head, and considered bloodthirsty, chaotic, and a dangerous deity of war. And, in a strange combination, love. Well, maybe they're not that too dissimilar anyway. Artists tend to love color. This extraordinary image defies the perception that the artist can't find color in the hot, bleached-out desert of the Sahara. Its color saturation is mesmerizing, a quintessential image, both very real and romanticized at the same time. Now, the camel. To begin, and probably the most important, they can carry up to 30 gallons of water in their stomach and hump, and make it last for weeks before needing another drink. They can carry 400 pounds of supplies and normally move at 3 miles an hour when fully loaded, but can, with a lesser load, travel as much as 100 miles in a full day. Its body temperature can rise to 115 degrees without sweating, which means loss of water. It can lose up to 1/4 of its body weight without suffering ill effects. When it does succumb, its meat can be cooked and eaten, and skin used for leather and blankets. If the situation demands, its hump can be opened up and the water is drinkable. There are roughly 160 words in Arabic for camel. This extraordinary image is entitled The Halt of the Caravan by Italian artist Gustavo Simoni. might lead the viewer to believe these beleaguered-looking figures were on their last legs. Looks can deceive. It's most likely leading a wedding ceremony. Note the young woman inside the camel litters. Some works leave no room for misinterpretation. This gruesome image, entitled, quote, "The Land of Thirst," end of quote, by Eugene Fromentin, graphically warns the viewers of the extreme dangers of the desert. In the body of Orientalist art, there are very few works that are this direct, this clear, and absent of any sentimentalism.